وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن ولا أما بعد. Then we are continuing with Surah al-Fajr, and we have reached ayat number 15, where Allah Azza wa Jalla says, فَأَمَّا الْإِنسَانُ إِذَا مَا ابْتَلَاهُ رَبُّهُ فَأَكْرَمَهُ وَنَعَّمَهُ فَيَقُولُ رَبِّي أَكْرَمَنِ. فَأَمَّا, fa here is so فَأَمَّا, as for, basically as for or so when, either way, as for or when, al-insan, a person, or فَأَمَّا الْإِنسَانُ, so for as for a person, as for a human being, either when mabtalahu, ma here is the ma of tawkid, the ma of a tawkid. Give me 1 second. إذا ما ابتلاه. نعم. Ma is a harf za'id here, which means a tawkid, emphasis. Ibtala, ibtalahu comes from ba, lam, alif maksura, form number 8, referring to a trial or a test. So when your Lord, Rabbuhu, when his Lord tests him, meaning the Lord of a person, when his Lord tests him, tries him, fa'akramahu, and so akrama meaning to give, to bestow blessings upon. Wa na'amahu, na'amahu is again blessings. Fa'akramahu, so he honors him. Wa na'amahu, and he gives him blessings and bounties. Fayaqulu, then he says, Rabbi, my Lord, akraman, has honored me. فَأَمَّا الْإِنسَانُ, so as for a man, a human being, إِذَا مَبْتَلَاهُ, when, and his ma here has to do with emphasis, ma, so when his Lord tests him or tries him, فَأَكْرَمَهُ وَنَعَّمَهُ, so he honors him and he gives him blessings and bounties. فَيَقُولُ رَبِّي, then he will say, رَبِّي أَكْرَمَنِ, my Lord has honored me. Inshallah, fa here, and with the grammatical analysis, inshallah, the meanings become clear as well as with the tafsir. So fa here is a harfu atf, it's a connecting letter, it means so or therefore. Amma is a harfu shart with tafsil, meaning it's a particle of being a condition and giving details. فأما الإنسان is مبتدا مرفوع, إنسان مبتدا مرفوع. إذا is الظرف شرطية منصوب. إذا is منصوب. ظرفية. ما, as we said, is a ma حرف زائد يفيد التوكيد. It benefits us. Emphasis here. Certainty. ابتلى. ابتلى is في الماضي مبني على فتحة المقدرة. So the original root word would be ابتلى. But because we added the hu there, we can still see the ya there slightly, but we don't put any vowel on it. Even if the ha was not there, ibtala, we would not be able to see this due to the ya and it being difficult. Doing it being like impossible to put ibtalaya, ibtala'a, just doesn't make sense. So it's a fil madi, mabni, fatha, muqaddara, and the ha here is في محل النصب مفعول به إذا ما ابتلاه ربه ربه. ربه is your fa'il مرفوع. The who is في محل الجار بالإضافة due to being مضاف إليه. فأكرم فأكرمه. fa is حرف عطف and أكرم is a فعل ماضي مبني على فتحة, and the who here is the ha is a ضمير متصل, a connected pronoun في محل النصب لأنه مفعول به. So when your Lord honors him, wa harfu at na'amahu is the same as akrama fil madi mabni ala fatha, and the ha here again is maf'ulun bihi, and he honors him and he blesses him. Fayaqulu. Fa here has a number of options. It could be waqiya fi jawab amma. It's basically it's what takes place because of amma, then this is what's taking place. Either way it goes, it's a harf and it does not have any i'rab. فيقول يقول في المضارع مرفوع وعلامة رفعه الضمة. So he says رب and the fa'il is ضمير مستتر تقديره هو, referring back to insan. He says ربي مبتدا مرفوع, and the ya here, the ya مخاطب في محل الجار مضاف إليه. أكرمن. أكرمن is a fil madi مبني على فتحة, as we can see there, and the noon is a noon of wiqaya, because the actual word in Arabic would be, in normal speech, akramani. Akramani. Right? So this noon here is placed because of the ya, meaning me. He honored me. So it protects the ya from being part of the word here. It gives some distinction between the verb and the pronoun. And the ya is dropped. And the ya is dropped in order to differentiate from being part of the next ayat. The ya is dropped, it's mahdhuf, it's dropped in order to distinguish between this and the next ayat. And this happens a bit, such as lakum dinukum waliyadin. Liyadini, the ya is dropped because of bismillah after it. Likewise, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونِ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونِ. And the ya is dropped to show that the next line is an ayah. Tayyib, this is the grammar of this ayah. This is the grammar of this ayah. As for the tafsir, then the tafsir will become clearer tomorrow when we go over the next ayah, which is associated with it, but we can still benefit some of what is in front of us, with what is in front of us. Previously, Allah Azza wa Jal, subhanahu wa ta'ala, He mentioned the habit or the norm for these groups who cause corruption. Ad and Thamud and Fir'aun. He mentioned how they behave. And he mentioned that the habit or the norm of Allah Azza wa Jal for those who turn away and commit disbelief is that He punishes them. And this shows what He did with the previous ummahs and how He dealt with them. And it shows us that He does not forget what goes on. And so a person might think that because Allah is not punishing me as He did Ad and Thamud and Fir'aun and the rest of the people, that Allah gave me lots of things, so therefore He's not sending winds and He's not turning the town upside down on top of me. He's not drowning me. He's not doing these things, so therefore He must love me. And Allah is going to tell us in this ayat that this is not necessarily the case. This is not the way of the believers. He says, فَأَمَّا الْإِنسَانُ. So as for a person, إِذَا مَبْتَلَاهُ رَبُّهُ. So when his Lord tries him, فَأَكْرَمَهُ وَنَعَّمَهُ. So He honors him and He gives him many blessings and favors. فَيَقُولُ رَبِّي أَكْرَمًا. And he says, my Lord, He honors me. But we have to remember, Fir'aun was once in charge of his people. And they worshipped him. He was in charge, as if Allah had akramahu, had honored him. But that's not the case. Likewise, in the next ayat, we'll see that when Allah tries a person by limiting his wealth, he thinks that Allah has belittled him or ridiculed him. And this is not necessarily the case. Allah Azza wa Jal does not, you cannot tell if a person or if Allah loves a person simply by how much or how little they have. Allah tries some of us with wealth and gives us plenty of provisions. He makes that person have a lot of blessings. And he thinks that because he's ignorant, that Allah has indeed given him a lot. Allah has honored him in this life. And therefore it must be dalil of his position with Allah Azza wa Jal. But we're going to see likewise when they think that they don't have anything, that they think that they are disgraced by Allah Azza wa Jal. But this is not the case. And we'll come to see that bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. This is the tafsir basically. Until we have both ayat, it's going to be difficult to bring any more regarding this one without leading over and bleeding over into the next one. So tomorrow, inshallah, the tafsir will become more complete and have a fuller picture, inshallah ta'ala. If there's any questions, then write them in the comments below. We'll come back in a few minutes with the 15th ayat from Surah al-Mulk. And by this class here, we finished half of Surah al-Fajr. You should be finished memorizing half of the surah, inshallah ta'ala. And we'll see you tomorrow with this surah in a few minutes with Surah al-Mulk. Subhanaka Allahumma bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.